Outdoor Music Group Festies, hello! Welcome to episode 0, our pilot edition of our new video format newsletter that I rather ostentatiously, although somewhat tongue-in-cheek, refer to as OMG TV. We're going to be sending you this instead of the PDF newsletter we've been getting for the last 2 years. Really hope you like the new format. We will be getting feedback. If you're new to the group and I've not seen you in a festival field or a gig or a cider bar somewhere, my name's Greg, and while we're into introductions, coming through on a Skype feed, we should have Tanya. Hey Tanya, how you doing?
Hi Greg, I'm fine, how are you?
Yeah, good thanks. Thanks for coming in on Skype and good to see you. And we're going to have a chat about festival later on, right?
We are indeed.
Great, okay, catch you later, bye. Right, well we're going to be taking a look back at 2016, a look forward to 2017. We've got news, we've got features, loads of stuff, including how Brexit is affecting OMG. Let's get on with it. Okay, first of all I must say a massive thank you to my daughter for putting together that intro clip there. No doubt there'll be a couple more explosions before we get to the end of this video newsletter. Right, we can take a quick whiz back at 2016. We've got some specifics of that later on, but I just want to do a quick roll call because we did over 30 gigs and festivals throughout the year. That's putting aside our social events. So I thought we could take a quick look back, see what we did, just in case if there's any newbies on the site, give them a very good idea of what the Outdoor Music Group is all about. So, kicking off the year, the Outdoor Music Group started the new year in the way it ended the last year. That was indoors. A bit chilly in January. We kicked off the new year with a gig in January, the Lewis Craven Band. That was hosted by Chrissy. Great band delivering a mix of original and well-known rock covers. And gigs kept our feet warm right the way through to March when the festival season kicked off with the Swanage Blues Festival. This is a twice yearly event in March and October. It's a regular on the OMG calendar and hosted by Malcolm, a great blues fan. Back to gigs again until the end of April when the Rockers Festival hosted a bunch of bands including the Dub Pistols. That's a real favourite of mine. In fact, I saw them 3 times in 2016. We now move truly into the festival season. Multiple festivals during May, June and July, including Rookwood at Medstead in Hampshire. This was a charity gig to raise money for the Murray Parish Trust. Now OMG provided a stewarding team for that event, headed up by yours truly. And also in that period was the Sausage Festival at Wiltshire, a great little gig, and one of the headline bands there was Subgiant, another favourite of mine, and those are the boys that are playing this backing track you can hear right now. August Bank Holiday saw Victorious, an urban festival in the heart of Portsmouth on the South Sea seafront, and we've got some good news about Victorious later on. More festivals in September, including the excellent Music in the City in the heart of Southampton. This is where bands play in unusual places throughout the city, such as the medieval vaults and the walls and the bombed out Holyrood Church, the Grand Cafe. Talent there included Mr. Neil R. Anderson, an incredibly talented chap and also a member of the Outdoor Music Group. Loads more gigs then in October and November, including Kyoko, which was the other band that headlined at Sausage, and they done a double bill at the 1865 with my favourites, the Dub Pistols. What a cracking gig that was. And we finished off the year in December with Cassassin Street and our Christmas social at the New Talking Heads. Massive year was 2016, more coming up in 2017, but before we get to that, let's just let those Subgiant boys play out. Okay, time for some news. A Victorious Festival, some good news here. We've been there for 2 years running. It's a 2-day event, actually not anymore, it's a 3-day event. It's going to be a Friday, Saturday and Sunday, summer bank holiday weekend. That's the 25th to 27th of August. Victorious has never failed to please. I've got my ticket already for day 2, which is being hosted. Hopefully as time moves on, very shortly we'll be able to get hosts there for days 3 and also the pre-event party, as they call it, on day 1. And there's going to be some camping facilities there as well. So watch the site, watch our site, and we'll give you more details as we get them. Also, another good news, Victorious, it's won an award. Now I've got to get this right. It has won the Creative Network South Award for the most creative business. Very rock and roll, yeah. But it's also been nominated for 2 more awards, the UK Festival Awards, and that is the Best Family Festival and the Extra Festival Activity Award. Goodness knows what that extra activity was. I don't know if I came across it, but always great music. And as I say, get onto our site, our OMG meetup site, and get your RSVPs in if you're keen to go. Got some unfortunate, some sad news now. Henfest, great little event down at Julian's Bridge in Wimborne. We've been there for 2 years running. It was an event set up by the Hennessy family to raise money for Cystic Fibrosis Trust and the Harefield Hospital. Their daughter Kate was born with cystic fibrosis, and 4 years ago, when she was about 19, she had a lung transplant, and so the event was to raise money for that. Kate was always at the events, very lovely girl, happy, bubbly. Sadly, she lost a battle in September and passed away. The Hennessy family are obviously very devastated, and the event's not going to be happening next year, and obviously our thoughts are with the Hennessy family. Moving on to some better news now. Pulse Festival is being revived. Pulse used to take place at an event and a location on the edge of the forest near Marchwood. Again, another charity event for a children's charity. You may recall in the roll call we talked about Rookwood, which was where we provided stewards for that. Well, the same company who put together Pulse before done Rookwood, that's Moondust Productions. And they're reviving Pulse to raise more money for the same charity. The charity is the Murray Parish Trust, set up by English actors James Murray and Sarah Parish. You may have seen them in stuff on the TV. Sadly, they lost their daughter at 8 weeks and with a heart condition, and they've set up this foundation in her memory, and they're aiming to raise £2 million for a state-of-the-art child trauma centre at Southampton Hospital. Moondust have asked me if I'll head up a stewarding team again, as I did at Rookwood, and obviously I'll be putting call out for volunteers, and the event itself will be on our site. You know what, I've just had an idea. I'm going to see if I can get the Moondust boys in here for the next edition of this video newsletter. But they've got acts announced already. Junko Shakers been announced. Science of 8 Limbs, great band, duo. I've seen them at Pulse, in fact, yeah. And the Flying Alexandras, nouveau punk band, been around about 20 odd years. They supported bands like The Damned, The Undertones, Glenn Matlock. Really good band. That's going to be a cracking event, and it's going to be held in Durley near Southampton, and check this one out, on the 1st and 2nd of September, which is fantastic because that's right at the end of the season where most of the festivals are taking place, and you're thinking, what could we do next? Well, we're definitely going to Pulse Festival. Anyway, so that's the news. So, festival, what do you reckon? Marks out of 10 for starters.
I'd say 7 out of 10.
Right, okay, so what's the 7 and what's the 3?
Okay, the 7 was, we got lucky with the weather, but that's not festivals, can't claim credit for that. I liked the size of the festival. It was very music focused. A lot of the festivals you go to have too many other things, you know, rides for children and fairground rides and everything else. And I don't really go to festivals for that. I go for the music. Sure. And the festival was all about the music. Excellent food. We found a couple of really good food places. So yeah, the music focus, the weather and the food were my 7. The 3, we did have a bit of rain, but again, that's not festival's fault.
No, that's all right.
It was a long, narrow site, so our camping area was right at the one end of the site. So to get over to the other side was quite a walk, and later in the evening became very crowded. So it's quite difficult to get through. And it was a little bit sort of after midnight. It was a little bit DJ focused, not band focused.
I found that.
20, but not if you're a bit older than that as we are.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I kind of like to have a little bit of DJing sometime. In fact, what I did like actually was the Prince tribute, Prince Rave.
That was,
That was good with Rob the Bank. In fact, we've got a little bit of clip. I'll put that in. And but I did find, yeah, on the Saturday night it was a bit of over reliance on the DJ sets. But what about the theme? The theme.
oh, I liked the theme. It was the theme of the future. I'd been to a festival earlier in the year, Secret Garden Party, which also had a future theme. So I was already geared up for my future fancy dress.
My fancy dress was not very futuristic. It was just in my face as the wind blew. It was just dreadful.
It's a bit horrific, actually, Greg. Yeah, scary.
Thank you. But you know what I thought was odd? The future was the theme, but the two top headline bands were 80s bands, The Cure and the excellent Human League. They were awesome.
Yeah, isn't that strange? Yeah, and the Human League was that act. They were excellent and was so well attended by young people. It seemed like we were the only oldies there. It felt like.
Well, less of the oldies, yes, yeah. mature. Responsible. But actually, the other thing I thought was great about that was, there was a lot of 20-somethings there, but they were singing along. They knew the lyrics. They knew the lyrics better than me. So it was like a Back to the Future sort of a thing, or Forward to the Past, or whatever. Excellent. Okay. Well, so what do you reckon for the group? Because we went there to recce it, didn't we? What do you reckon? Is it the sort of thing that would be good for OMG? Because OMG went to the main festival in Newport with Chrissy. That was a good event.
That's right. Yeah, they did. It's a bit pricey to get there because, of course, you're paying for your transport to get there. I think if you get in early, and if you can buy early bird tickets and book your ferry early, then you'll be absolutely fine with it. It's a really nice end of year. It's one to end the season because it is in September. So just to sort of finish as a full stop for the year of festivals, it's a good one to go to.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, and it's the last big festival of the year. So yeah, good fun. I wouldn't necessarily say it was my highlight of the year. If I was only going to go to one festival, it wouldn't necessarily be it. But that isn't to say that it wasn't definitely worth going to, because it really was. It was fun.
But as you went to 9, I think it was 9 you went to this year.
I think it was exaggerating. I did go to 8, yeah. So I have a lot to compare with, to be fair.
Right. All right. Well, that's great. Well, look, what I'll do then is I'm just going to play out a little bit of that Prince rave. That was great, wasn't it, with Rob the Bank?
And it was that beautiful weather on the Sunday afternoon.
Oh, wasn't it great? Yeah.
Dressed up, and it's just everybody bonds over the sort of music you can sing along to, hence with the Human League for stuff.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming in, and catch you later.
Catch you later, Greg. Bye.
Chance to do it all again. Change the stroke, baby, I'm the most. That girl is mine, she was there.
But come forward and make this lovely time. Children, come forward and show the others how to go down trouble.
Okay, just want to tell you a little bit why we've decided to change the format of the newsletter from the PDF that we've been sending you guys for the last 2 years, those of you who have subscribed to it, and this new video format. Really 2 reasons. One is we thought it was time for a change, to freshen things up, make things a bit more lively, and the video format perhaps is a little bit more in keeping with the ethos of the group. It's about music, sound, visualization, so we think that fits better. Secondly is, I want to say a massive thank you for all those of you who have been subscribing to the PDFs in the past. That single £1 you pay each year helps pay for the group. It contributes towards our costs. And we have been hit by Brexit, the Brexit vote, because we buy our meetup services in dollars, so it's more expensive. So we're kind of hoping that the new format will be a bit more compelling and we can increase the subscription rate. So for those of you who are not subscribed, we really would appreciate if you support the group, and all you have to do to get the remainder of the channels throughout the year is to make a donation to the group, and that donation can be as little as a single £1 for the year. That's less than half the price of a Costa. If you want to give us more, we really would appreciate it. The remaining episodes as we go through the year will be on a private YouTube channel, and those of you who have made the donation, we'll send you the link for that. Now you can do it by PayPal. Don't have to remember this now. At the end of this episode, there'll be some links, including a website address to how you can donate. And there's two ways of doing it. There'll be a single button there you can press, just like you're buying something on eBay. The only trouble with that is a fee involved, and it costs you an extra 30p. Still a bargain, I think. Or you can go into your PayPal account, press the send money option, and it send money to friends and family, not pay for goods. Send money to friends and family, and that way every penny you give your donation comes to the group. The instructions on how to send it will be on the page with the website address at the end of this episode. It'll be the /donate page. Really hope you like the format. Really do welcome your ongoing support so we can keep the group going. And also at the end of the episode there'll be an email address. Please send in your ideas for the format, or if you want to change it, anything you want, just we welcome your feedback. And thank you so much to those guys who have supported us for the past 2 years. Let's keep the OMG going for the next 10.
Hi, I'm going to cover a little bit about smaller festivals. You will have all heard of the big festivals. Nobody can fail to have heard of Glastonbury, but V Festival, Reading Festival and the like are all on during the summer. They are fantastic to go to. They attract the best international and UK artists, but they are crowded and they are very expensive. You only have to go to a couple in the year and you will have spent as much as you would have done on a holiday. There are plenty of small festivals around though, and I'd really recommend you consider going to a few of these, especially as they are popular with the OMG group. So in this area, for example, we have Blissfields. That's one of the bigger small festivals. That's about 3,000 people. But we also have the Alresford Festival, which is a sort of one-day, one-night festival, Sausage Festival, and the first one hosted this year by OMG, which is Curses. I believe that's May, which is in Dorset. So there are some downsides and upsides to smaller festivals. On the downsides, some of the acts will be brilliant, but some of them will be politely called not brilliant. However, most festivals have more than one stage, so you can always go to another stage, and it won't be long anyway before there's another act on that you'd like to see. It's small sites, and sometimes they won't have showers, so be expected to be a bit smelly for a couple of days. On the upside, however, they are much more affordable than the big ones, typically £25 for a day ticket, maybe £45 for a whole weekend. There are a good mix of acts, and some of them are really excellent, finding some new music. It's not expensive. You will typically be able to park near your tent, if not next to it, which means you can bring your own food and drink. And because your tent is nearby, it's not far to go back sort of during the day for a break, or of course to stagger back at the end of the evening when you've really had enough. So I'd strongly encourage you to build in some smaller festivals for your 2017 plans. Speaking personally, however, I'm not really that good at the old camping thing.
Okay, so I'm bringing you this segment standing in a green field full of tents at a major UK music festival. Well, either that or I'm standing in front of a green screen in West Totton. But I want to talk a little bit about tents. Tent technology these days is fantastic. So if you're not into camping, don't let it put you off, because you're missing out on festivals. You can buy really good, very waterproof, lightweight tents you can easily carry to your festival. And the technology is such these days, they withstand winds. It's not like the old tents, very easy to put up. Some of them incredibly easy to put up. You get these pop-up tents. They can be a little bit of an ecological disaster. Just take a look at this aerial shot here. This is Reading Festival this year. And what you're seeing is just abandoned tents, because these things are so small and light and cheap and so difficult to get back in their packs that people tend to abandon them. OMG people will not do that, of course. Now, in Tanya's pre-record, she mentioned out small festivals. It's really good to, because you can get back to your tent if you want a break, 'cause it's so close. Well, Tanya and her husband, Kev, they've got a pop-up tent. Great, easy to put up. I'm going to finish this newsletter with a little clip I took a couple of years back with them trying to take their tent down. Needless to say, they did get it home. Hope you enjoy. Yeah, this will be on the OMG website by the time you get back. Thank you to Kevin and Tanya there for letting us have a giggle at their expense. I should have said actually that segment we've done on the tents there, the abandoned tents at Reading, a team of volunteers did go in, clear up the mess, and the good thing is the decent tents are recycled and sent to homeless and refugees, so some good did come out of it. But you know what, I think we're done. Thanks for sticking with us. I really hope you like the new format and really hope you can support the group moving forward. There will be links at the end of the play out for you to have a look at, and possibly below this video on YouTube as well. Hope to see you guys in a festival somewhere, in a field or a gig that we've put on. It's going to be a great year, but you know, I think that's it. Episode 0, the pilot, OMG TV, it's in the can. Bye.